visitors, good afternoon to each and every one of us. We are gathered this afternoon for a very special purpose. We will be having our class debate, and we are going to resolve the issue on herbal organic medicine is better than synthetic drug. To start with, may I request Giselle Swan to bless our activity.
Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of the Lord. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, we come to your grace asking for your presence. Lord, thank you for this day that you have given us. Give us knowledge, wisdom, and guide us, O Lord, as we conduct our debate. And Lord, make our activities successful and peaceful. Bless our Board of Judges, our debaters, our chairman, teacher, and my fellow classmates. In Jesus' name we pray, Amen.
Thank you, Giselle. May we sit down? Now, without much further ado, let us start our debate. May I call in our chairperson, no other than Mr. Roseldo Baladhay.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon, we're going to tackle the issues about which is more effective in terms of curing disease, whether the herbal medicine or the organic medicine is versus the synthetic drugs. To start with, we may know who our debaters are. From the affirmative sides, we have Mirel Gonzaga, Princess Milene Babida, Kyla Mundihar, Princy Katina Mundihar, GC James Suryaga, and Cyril Ben Rangas. And for the negative side, we have Gia Shakur, Grisham Chin Galano, Nicole Brian Galano, Rinaldo Marañon. We also have Dorina Mananto and DVJ Acero. But before anything else, this debate would not be as successful without this panel of Board of Judges. And now we are going to know who our judges are. We have our first judge is our school science coordinator and the advisor of the grade 10 Onyx. Our first judge is no other than Ma'am Esther P. Santillan. Our judge number 2 is our prefect of discipline and also a teacher 1 of our school. We have Sir Darwin Iranta. And for the chairman of the Board of Judges is our head teacher 3 and the assistant principal of our school, no other than Sir Domingo S. Haliki. And to formally start our debate, first we will going to hear some issues and thoughts from the preposition and the opposition. So let's start to hear the thoughts from the proposition by Mirel Gonzaga.
If the medical doctors, theologians, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and their advisory committees, and all those who have the power to make a difference respecting the health and well-being of most others are not successful in lengthening their own lives in what they are offering to us to eat, drink, and in the use of medicine, why should we follow advice? In this life and death matters. This alone ought to produce a healthier attitude in us towards this entire area of our lives. The human body was not made to be sustained by drugs for health and longevity. The simple fact is the human body was not made to be drugged. Herbs have been playing a major role for decades. They help in healing wounds faster, make up for nutritional supplements, and also deliver a host of benefits. Herbs strengthen the immune system, lower blood sugar and cholesterol, have anti-inflammatory properties, and prevent Alzheimer's diseases and various types of cancer. Herbs eliminate the nutritional deficiencies in your body and thus restore the correct function of the body with their vitamin and mineral content. In short, our body needs certain essential dietary nutrients to meet the everyday demands of life because herbs provide us with most of the necessary components for a healthy life. Herbs are now an integral part of various medicinal practices in most countries. Many herbal extracts like those derived from mint, licorice, fenugreek, ginkgo, and aloe vera are used in medicines. The health benefits of herbs vary with their types. For example, artichoke cures different kinds of digestive problems, whereas American ginseng works as health tonic and rosemary promotes healthy brain function. Almost all herbs have same
Each type of herbal remedy may have its own side effects. Some are safe to use and don't have any noticeable side effects. But some plants are poisonous to humans, can have serious side effects. Always tell your doctor if you are using any type of herbal remedy, if you feel worse or ill while you are taking herbal medicine. Let your herbalist know as well as your doctor. It can also help ask your herbalist for a list of all the ingredients in your herbal remedy. Then, if you do any side effects, ingredients in your herbal remedy. Then, if you do have any side effects, your doctor will know what you have taken. You or your doctor or herbalist can report the side effect to the Medicines and Healthcare Regulatory Authority or MHRA. The MHRA is the UK regulatory body that collects information about the side effects of drugs, including herbal medicines. To find out about the side effects of individual herbal remedies and possible interaction with other drugs, look on the American Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center website about herbs, botanicals, and other products.
And now from the affirmative side, we have Princess Millie and Babila for their counter thoughts.
Herbal medicine can help to heal any diseases without any money needed. And the most important about the herbal medicine, there is no any side effect on it. Many people try that and they say that when they take any herbal, they feel better. And there's no chemical on it. While the synthetic drugs have a side effect. The one example of synthetic drugs is the Sanctum food supplement. Few people take that, but they didn't know that the Sanctum food supplement can affect our kidney. So we don't need any synthetic drug, but instead we must to take the herbal medicine. Nearly 1/3 of Americans use herbs. Unfortunately, a study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that nearly 70% of people take herbal, most of whom were well educated and had a higher than average. It's something which every pocket can afford, unlike other forms of medication which can create a big hole in your wallet.
And to contradict the affirmative side, we have Gia Shakor from the opposition panel.
Honestly speaking, yes, synthetic drugs have side effects, but they're not the only ones because herbal medicines also have side effects. The side effects of herbal medicines depend upon the herbal remedy, the dosage, and any pharmaceutical medications taken by the patient. Many alternate Health treatments, such as adjusting the diet or taking the homeopathic remedies, are quite safe. Yet, some herbs are tricky and must be taken in the proper amounts of optimal health and well-being. Herbs like any substance instead in the body are not without side effects.
To make their ideas strong and firm, we have Kaila Mundihar from the proposition to support their thoughts.
The World Health Organization, WHO, estimates that 80% of the population of some Asian and African countries presently use herbal medicine for some aspect of primary health care. Pharmaceuticals are prohibitively expensive for most of the world's population, half of whom live on less than $2 per day in 2002. Many of the pharmaceuticals currently available to physicians have a long history of use as herbal remedies, including opium, aspirin, digitalis, and quinine. According to the World Health Organization, approximately 25% of modern drugs used in the United States have been derived from plants. First, man-made synthetic drugs are, of course, made by man. As we all know, man isn't perfect. Natural herbs are nothing more than plants made by God with infinite intelligence. This alone should end the discussion, but man-made pharmaceuticals may bring well-known and documented harmful side effects. Since natural herbs contain infinite intelligence, they usually have no harmful side effects. Herbs also contain many known and some still unknown synergistic ingredients that enhance that well-noted active ingredients. The big question is, how can you say that synthetic medicines are safe when 100,000 Americans die each year from prescription drugs, or should we say synthetic drugs, while pharmaceutical companies get rich? Thank you.
To find flaws from the thoughts and ideas of the proposition, here is BB Azero to tackle and contradict the ideas stated by the affirmative side.
Herbal medicine is not appropriate for all situations, and also inappropriate for many conditions. Synthetic medicines can treat sudden and serious illnesses and accidents much more effectively than herbal or alternative treatments. An herbalist would not be able to treat serious trauma, such as broken leg, nor would be able to heal an appendicitis or heart attacks as effectively as a conventional doctor, using modern diagnostic tests, surgery, and safe drugs. Another disadvantage of herbal medicine is the very risk of doing yourself harm through self-dosing with herbs. While you can argue, the same thing can happen through medications, such as accidentally overdosing on cold remedies. Many herbal do not come with instructions or packaged inserts. Harvesting herbs in the wild is risky, if not foolhardy, yet some people try to identify and pick wild herbs. They run a very real risk of poisoning themselves if they don't correctly identify the herb or if they use the wrong part of the plant.
To make the discussion hotter, here is preaching Katina Mundihar as she discusses further the positive effect of the herbal medicine.
Herbal medicine is the use of plants for medicinal purposes. Plants have been the basis for medical treatments through much of human history and such traditional medicine is still widely practiced today. Modern medicines recognize herbalism as a form of alternative medicines, as the practice of herbalism is not strictly based on evidence gathered using the scientific method. Modern medicine, thus, however, makes use of many plant-derived compounds as the basis for evidence-tested pharmaceutical drug and phytotherapy works to apply modern standard of effectiveness testing to herb and medicines that are derived from natural resources. Prior to the U.S. Civil War, native healers, midwives, herbalists, and witches, mostly women, were the primary caregivers. By 1865, the discipline of scientific medicine was imported from Europe, particularly from Germany. The germ theory of disease etiology and the discovery of tuberculosis bacillus by Koch, Virchow, and Pasteur lent credence to the notion of a specific cure for a specific ailment. Herbal or medicinal plants, also called phytomedicinal, that can be administered as the whole plant or plant parts or by extracting one or more ingredients with solvent to yield tincture, tea, or other extracts. Herbal drugs are considered less potent than prescribed medicine. The latter usually contain one highly concentrated active ingredient.
To uplift and make their side stronger, here is doing naman ang talk to render her critical thoughts for the herbal or organic medicines.
Synthetic medicine are most and best prescribed by professional doctors, while herbal medicine is not recommended and can't be recommended by a doctor. All we know that herbal medicine is natural. But do you believe herbal medicine has no effect? I tell you frankly, herbal medicine have a side effect, which is toxic side effects and drug interaction. March 1, 1999. For this reason, the adverse effects and drug interaction associated with herbal remedies are largely. Synthetic organic chemistry was born in 1828. Synthetic medicine have a lot of process study before they sell to make sure that medicine is safe and effective. Scientists could use synthetic biology to detect and remove genetically engineered bacteria rather than creating the drug using traditional means of extracting its from a plant source. According to the Philippines Information Agency, when a person drinks herbal capsule, its particles enter the kidney. The specialists we do not tell you herbal medicine or this can leave a negative side effect to the human kidney.
Devouring the opposition by the ideas of the positive benefit of the herbal organic medicine, here is Jesse James Soriada.
Herbal remedies or medicine are fast becoming popular now, even in our generation, where everything seems to be governed by science. Herbal remedies or medicine can be the first thing we try whenever we notice something wrong with our symptoms, such as cough and cold. There are also sometimes when we use herb as our last resort. Marijuana is not addicted now, but you didn't know that marijuana is one of the effective organic medicine. Medical marijuana is now legalized in Victoria, Australia, and other countries to treat the people with terminal illness or life-threatening condition. So all of us, listen to your body. Do not make the ailment. Do not use synthetic drugs. Correct the symptoms naturally by using the herbal medicines. You have probably heard the term herbal combinations. These specific combinations are made by considering the different aspects and phases of health needs. They are powerful nutritional agents with the goodness of many herbs mixed together and assure a healthy body. As compared to a single herb being used in one treatment at a time, some herbal combinations are made for specific illness like hypertension, insomnia, blood pressure, and gastritis, while others deal with the general well-being like energy production, skin care, healthy brain functioning, and weight control. For example, a combination of neem and turmeric can fend off many skin infections. Herbal combination shall not be made a habit, but should be followed only until the prescribed time or until the specific affliction is known. Herbs are rich in many essential oils, antioxidants, phytosterols, vitamins, and other nutrient substances that equip your body to fight against toxins and germs as well as boosting the immune system. In fact, you can call herbs as medicines in small dosages, and some of these immune-boosting herbs are elderberry, garlic, ginger, onion, hibiscus, cinnamon, and golden seal.
As the discussion go deeper, we have Rinaldo Malanyon from the opposition to make their idea intact and strong.
In 2010 survey, over 1,000 plant-derived compound had only 156 clinical trials published. Synthetic medicine is better than herbal organic medicine because it is tested and experimented through trials and errors by the doctors and manufacturers. Based on your facts, herbal medicine is a natural medicine, while synthetic medicine, there is many processes to do. Many doctors not approve to use herbal medicine because it is not surely safe. Before using herbal medicine, we should ensure that this kind of medicine can help us from different illnesses. These herbal medicine are not often falsely advertised as safe and legal. In fact, the truth is they didn't came through from test or study, and definitely we're perfectly not 100% sure if it is safe and curable.
To have their final message to convey in order to convince the audiences that the herbal or organic is better than the synthetic drugs, here is Cyril Benrangas from the affirmative side.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Synthetic drugs aim to mimic the effects of existing illicit drugs such as cannabis, cocaine, and ecstasy. It is not known how safe synthetic drugs really are, as there is limited research on the short, medium, and long-term effects of these substances. There are no quality control checks on synthetic drugs, so it is not always known what substances they contain. The ultimate truth about drugs is that all drugs have side effects, and that regular usage can lead to the dependency if one can be addicted to a task like finding contractor leads or reading through a dentist directory. But one, nonetheless true and documented addiction, how much more can one stay away from drugs which are taken into one system? My point is, party drugs is an example of synthetic medicine or synthetic cannabinoid. We all know that in our generation, many people died by using party drugs. How can synthetic medicine can help us? That is why we on the proposition side stand that herbal medicine is better than synthetic medicine.
To make their final thoughts to the board the affirmative side, we have Nicole Brian Gallardo to cast their final words to convince the audience that synthetic medicine the effectivity of synthetic medicine in curing illnesses.
Herbalism is one of the 17 topics evaluated in the world which has no clear evidence found on effectiveness. And these, ladies and gentlemen, are found in the herbal medicine. 12 0% of the plants who have no substantial studies, and 5% of these were toxic or allergic. So henceforth, the use of herbal medicine has been thought to be discouraged or forbidden. According to the UK cancer research, which I quote, there is no currently strong evidences that studies from the people that herbal remedies can treat or prevent any kind of diseases, such as cancer. And at the end of the Ebola outbreak, the human carrier has been in surgery for almost a year now, and a new evidence has been found on the whereabouts of the virus came from. The main area of the virus was found in a witch doctor's hut, 1 kilometer north from the compound of the body have been found dead. And from there, the herbal medicine has been found on the victim's body. So, the main suspect for the Ebola virus has been found as a witch doctor, which created a herbal remedy. And today, a cure for the Ebola virus has been now found due to the scientific process of synthetic drugs. Thank you.
At this moment, we will proceed to the interpolation, or in this process, both sides will be asked by question answerable by yes or no, and each team will be represented by their leaders. And for the proposition, we have James Oriaga, and for the opposition, we have Nicole Brian Galano. So we will going to have question from the group. We have the question from Asnaira Ilupa.
Do all medicine that's recommended by a doctor is safe and can heal our sickness?
Yes. No.
So another question from the group came from Karen Discarte.
Do you think through boiling and drying herbal medicine is safe enough to take or drink?
Yes. No.
Another question from Nicole Huben.
Is it true that Ebola virus came from herbal remedies?
Yes.
No.
This time we will hear the question from Mayros Gonzaga.
Is taking herbal Is taking herbal organic medicine without prescription from a doctor safe?
Yes.
No.
At this moment, after hearing the ideas and thoughts of both sides, we'll proceed to the rebuttal. But before anything else, the group will be given 1 minute to answer the question. And we have the timer, Mr. Lex Ismaya. At this point, the first group to ask is the group from the affirmative. May I call in Mayros Gonzaga?
We all know that the synthetic drugs undergoes many process, which is done in experiment. We heard from news that many fake drugs coming out. A
Are we sure that we are not taking fake drugs?
You'll be sure and capable enough that you were taking safe and exact medicine if you ask a prescription of a doctor, or a professional doctor rather, not from a quack one. And for our drug manufacturers are aware for their product to be imitated, that turned out to be the drug you called fake. They put labels and other signs that indicate that the drugs or the synthetic drugs that we're taking is safe and 100% not fake.
Are you sure that the process of herbal remedies is safe through drying and boiling? How can the quack man can be sure of the medical procedures they gave?
Yes. We are sure that taking herbal medicines is safe than using synthetic drugs because like synthetic drugs, herbal medicines undergoes process but in a natural way like boiling and drying under the sun and many more. But synthetic medicines, like you said before, it goes experiment and they add, and some of the doctors and manufacturers add some chemicals that is not dangerous for our health that can cause agitation, anxiety, heart palpitations, sweating, inability to speak, restlessness, euphoria, and most of all, cancer. Thank you.
So now we hear the thoughts from the affirmative and the negative side. At this moment, we will going to hear the thoughts of our teacher in science. We have Ma'am Judy E. De La Cruz.
Good afternoon once again. So you have heard many issues and thoughts from our affirmative side and from our opposition side. Based on the issues presented to us by our debaters, my dear students, can you now decide on what is better between herbal medicine or synthetic drugs? Okay, why do you think so? Yes, Miss Didal, Hannah Love Didal.
Yes, I can now decide on what is better between herbal medicine and synthetic drugs. I believe synthetic drug is better than herbal medicine. It has already undergone procedure required by the government, particularly BFAD, while herbal medicine has no scientific basis and most of the herbal medicines are not approved by the Bureau of Food and Drugs. And it has a mark, no approved therapeutic claims. That means there is no warranty if it is effective nor safe.
Very good, Anna. So do you think, is it important to learn the side effects of every medicine? Is it important to learn or to know what are the side effects of every medicine? Yes, Marielle Labay?
It is very important to learn the side effects of medicine so that we will be able to avoid any diseases that might happen if we will take any medicine that is not recommended to us. Like for example, a pain reliever drug which is overused and taken without any prescription by a doctor, and it can harm our kidney and it will result into kidney failure.
Very good, Marielle. Well said. So, our previous lesson was on the circulatory system. Is it right? Is it right? Yes, ma'am. So, we conducted this class debate in order for us to get the relationship of our previous lesson to this class debate. What do you think is the relationship of choosing what kind of drugs we must take in our lesson, circulatory system? Yes, Miss Sienna Lemery?
When we are taking medicine or drug, it circulates throughout the body and it delivers the chemical present in the medicine or drugs to every cell of our body. It delivers also side effects in some parts of our body.
Very good, Sienna. So this time, class, as if you have listen very well to our debaters. And to our debaters, thank you so much for delivering us your issues and thoughts regarding the herbal medicine, which is being defended by the affirmative side, and on the synthetic drugs being defended by our debaters on opposition side. This time, class, you are now required. I hope you have already your idea on which is better. Is it herbal or synthetic? So, you are going to make a reflection as your assignment. You are going to make a reflection on which is better. Is it herbal medicine or synthetic drugs? You are going to base your answers on the issues and thoughts presented to us by our debaters. Is it clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
So that ends our class debate, but I would like to give my sincerest gratitude to our debators. Very good job, well done, kids. To my colleagues, Sir Piralta, Sir Malike, and Ma'am Santinian, who acted as our judges. To our timekeeper, Mr. Nix, and to our chairperson, Mr. Rosendo Balagay, and most especially to you, my dear students, to you, my dear listeners, for making the class debate a successful one. Thank you and God bless us all.